Liebe Fans, wir sind bei 16 Karat Gold 2025. Und warum sollten wir nicht das machen, was wir hier im Ring am liebsten sehen? Zum Beispiel ein Tag Team Match 3 gegen 3. Festgesetzt für einen Fall. Hier sind aus Wien, Österreich, die Avalanche Dreissker, aus Hechingen, Baden-Württemberg, Deutschland, Marc Empire, Planet Gojirah.
The tension continuing to rise here in the Terminal. We just saw some footage backstage of one called Mendes and Ahura preparing for the tournament final, which is coming up immediately after the conclusion of this. What we understand is going to be a 3-on-3 match featuring, among others, Marc Empire, Robert Dreissker, team who narrowly missed out on becoming World Tag Team Champions last night, Planet Gojirah.
They say they narrowly fell short, but my goodness, what state are they in after that hellacious 4-way TLC tag team match?
Only a tag team partner. Dieser Mann ist 1,79 Meter groß, 85 Kilogramm schwer. Er kommt aus Bochum, Deutschland. Elijah Blum.
And you talk about that main event from night 2, the TLC match, 4-way tag team for the World Tag Team Championship. This is the man that would have stood in that main event had Peter Tihanyi not gotten injured. Elijah Blum on his path to retribution against his former friend Peter Tihanyi. However, now the #1 contender, and after this match, as you mentioned, the finals of 16 Karat Gold is coming up, and whoever wins that will have to face Blum for that Unified World Wrestling Championship.
And we don't know where, we don't know when just yet. But as you say, either one called Mendes or Ahura, one of them will go into that battle against Elijah Blum in the near future to crown a new Unified World Wrestling Champion. So Elijah Blum will be watching the match that follows this with great interest. But he better not get ahead of himself, because he's got a big 3-on-3 match to take care of here first.
And the big question here is, who are the opponents?
Und das gegnerische Team. Die Gegner mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 175 Kilogramm. Aus Tokio, Fuminori Abe. Aus Yokohama, Takuya Nomura.
And it looks like 2 of the 3 men are one of Japan's best tag teams, the Astronauts, Takuya Nomura and Fuminori Abe, who delivered an absolute classic.
Und dieses Team wird verstärkt durch
in the Ambition main event. And I haven't come alone.
mit einer Größe von 1,75 Meter, ein Gewicht von 115 Kilogramm. Aus Osaka, Japan,
muscle monster, himself a former Unified World Wrestling Champion, Dreissker Sekimoto. What a match he had Friday night against one called Manders. And he got past Manders. It could have also been a very different story. There are so many competitors in this year's 16-karat gold who could have very plausibly made it into those final two spots. One called Manders and Ahura have had to battle with every bit of their being to get there. And we can't wait for that final a few minutes from now, but goodness me, what a team. Sekimoto and the astronauts.
You talk about that, you could say the same thing about the other side of things. Planet Gojirah and Elijah Blum, who will be starting the match off for his team, as it would seem. Takuya Nomura starting the match off for astronauts and Sekimoto.
Elijah Blum, as I say, would have hoped to have been challenging this weekend for that Unified World Wrestling title. Instead, on night 2 last night, he opened the show with a victory over Carat.
What an impressive victory it was. Momentum very, very important for Blum in his position right now. And so he'll be looking to leave this match with a win. But the challenge is quite large. Astronauts, as I mentioned, one of the best tag teams in Japan. And as I said, a barn burner battle arts main event at Ambition.
Yeah, it was a fascinating tag team as well. Unlike any other, really, because if you think about it, I don't know any other tag team who, while still being tag team partners, are such great rivals as well. Fuminori Abe and, as you said, Takuya Nomura just got dropkicked there by Elijah Blum. Nomura and Abe going to war yesterday afternoon, but all in good fun, I guess, in the end, because they're tag team partners again tonight.
I mean, if you can't stand the fire when you're going up against your closest friend, then how can you really trust them? I think that builds trust between them, makes them understand each other that much more when you're facing up against each other, and that is why they're such a fantastic tag team. As you see there, Nomura tagging in Abe, and the tag now to Avalanche, Robert Dreissker.
Abe, whose match or fight against Nomura yesterday was a super fight, not part of the Ambition tournament, but a couple of years back, Abe was the winner of the Ambition tournament. Meanwhile, Dreissker was looking to make history yesterday as it would have been the first ever 6-time World Tag Team Champion. That wasn't to be, and Dreissker looking a little bit puzzled by the antics here of Fuminori Abe.
I think that's a statement that many have made in the past. Abe, a very unconventional fighter, but a very, very hardy and tough fighter! That's why, as he rings Robert Dreisker's bell.
Taking him down. And Abe going to town on Empire and Blum as well. Here comes Abe. Dreissker caught in that time with the elbow, gets the crossbody off the second turnbuckle. Dreissker will go for the pin here. Robert Dreissker trying to force those shoulders into the mat, and Fuminori Abe kicking out, but that could be a real turning point. Robert Dreissker nailed all of that crossbody.
You saw there Abe holding onto his head because Dreissker landed with his full weight right on the head of Abe, who now gets to tag in the Muscle Monster.
And this is going to be interesting, seeing Sekimoto go up against Marc Empire.
And Sekimoto almost smiling at Empire like he's a fresh piece of meat. I'll tell you what, meat's about to fly all across that ring.
Empire going to the ropes, the shoulder block on Sekimoto did not move an inch. He ran into a stone pillar. And again.
Look at Sekimoto, that expression on his face. He's relishing every second of this.
Empire, I think, can't quite believe how little effect those shoulder blocks are having on Sekimoto.
And neither can I.
Chop from Sekimoto, though. Certainly did some damage there to Marc Empire. As does that one. He's getting right in the throat there, if you see. Whereas Empire's chops are going more to the chest. That massive chest of Sekimoto, able to absorb much of the blow.
And look at the muscles of Sekimoto. As soon as Empire comes in, they contract those pecs, and that dampens so much of that impact, especially when it's somebody like Marc Empire. That is incredibly impressive.
Headbutt from Empire. Empire thinks he may have knocked the wind here out of Sekimoto. Sekimoto this time does get knocked off balance to the ropes. Empire coming back with the lariat. Empire hooking the near leg here on Sekimoto. Right shoulder comes up, but that is the most success that anyone on Marc Empire's team has had against Sekimoto so far.
Empire swings that Warhammer lariat onto Sekimoto. Gives him now an opportunity as Blum is tagged in.
Blum was looking for the clothesline. Sekimoto has put the brakes on. Now Blum on the shoulders and then dropped down hard by the muscle monster. Looks like both of the astronauts are coming in. Abe Nomura sending Blum to the rope. Double kicks there. Nomura, I think, is going to be the legal man to get a 2 count for his team.
You see there, as soon as the kick out comes in, Nomura goes right into that face lock, making sure Blum stays punished, stays down. Blum desperately reaching out to his corner.
Blum with his right hand there, trying to get some kind of damage, some kind of dent in the defenses of Nomura. Didn't really work, and Blum brought back into the corner of the astronaut. Sekimoto tagging in. Sekimoto immediately, look at that, that's that veteran instinct to put his body between Blum and Blum's teammates before Blum could throw any closer towards Planet Gojirah. Sekimoto has him up, drops him with an atomic drop. Gonna pick him up again. No, he's gonna drop him down to his legs, he's gonna try and turn him over here, maybe into a Boston Crab.
And with the muscle and the weight of Sekimoto, if he can twist Blum around, my goodness, the pressure on his back as now you see astronauts coming in to make sure Planet Gojirah can't stop this.
And they timed that run in there just at the moment that he got turned over there. Blum is still caught in this Boston Crab. He's trying to just push himself up so he can relieve the pressure and make it over to the bottom rope, which he does, but by the time Sekimoto breaks here, well, Blum will have been in that hold for an extended period of time, and that is a lot of damage to the lower back.
And you notice thus far the plan of attack is Blum's back. As now Abe comes in, delivers a swift kick directly to that back, and you talk about swift.
Slap across the face of Dreissker.
For the second time in this match.
Yeah, Abe is a character, as you said, real unorthodox, and going for the Arabu punch here, can't get it. Instead a Russian leg sweep from Elijah Blum.
Blum now might have given himself an opportunity, and he has as the tag comes in to Dreissker.
And Dreissker going to look to get his own back now on Abe. Kicks him in the midsection. We're going to see the power of Dreissker. Dreissker hooking him up. Quick snap suplex, released him in mid-air and threw him halfway across the ring. Dreisker's waiting to do some more damage. Abe in the corner. There's an avalanche from Dreissker. Dreissker has him up. Abe closing his eyes. He knows he's in for a world of hurt here. As Robert Dreissker going to throw him over his head. Massive fall-away slam.
And the pendulum has just swung. Dreissker, I was about to say, gain momentum for his team as Abe now with a kick that could break down a door.
Abe off the back of that, going to make the tag to Sekimoto. Sekimoto and Dreissker. Here's a confrontation. Chops here from Sekimoto. Dreissker not even able to get his arms up. He's just deciding, I think he's going to weather the storm here. It might be a long storm.
I don't know if he's decided anything. I think he's just incapable with that barrage.
Paralyzed here. Not often you see Robert Dreissker taking a beating like this. He was almost defenseless there in the corner against Sekimoto.
And the crowd is chanting one more time. I think everybody wants that here except for Robert Dreissker.
Never mind, one more time. How about 20?
And just look at how red Dreisker's chest has already become.
Sekimoto just casually wiping the sweat from his brow after That must have been triple figures we were approaching there on the chop count.
I can tell you that triple figures, I don't think anybody can count the amount of digits on the chest of Dreissker.
Still he comes again. Goodness me. We might never get to the 16 karat gold final. Sekimoto might do this into next week against Dreissker. Those blood vessels popping to the surface of the skin of Robert Dreissker off this repeated onslaught of chops from Sekimoto.
I feel like Robert Dreisker's, the skin off his chest could just peel off right now as Sekimoto sent it to that corner. Sekimoto brings the boot up and now rushing at speed, but taken down with force.
How on earth Dreissker had enough left to hit the spine buster after all those chops? I don't know, but he's made the tag here to Marc Empire. Empire into the corner opposite Sekimoto. Comes in, nails him. Gonna take a run up a second time. Marc Empire, once more. Muscle Monster in trouble now. A third time. Empire completes the hat-trick of avalanches in the corner. Sekimoto collapsing down to that bottom turnbuckle. And here comes Empire with a cannonball.
Now he's pulling that Muscle Monster into the middle of the ring. A cover here. The astronauts coming in to make the save.
They're so perfectly in sync are Abe and Nomura, always entering the ring at the same time, it feels like, as Elijah Blum leaping over the top there. Nomura was taken out by Blum. Abe finds himself 2-on-1 against Planet Gojirah. Slaps them both. No fear from Abe. But no success either on the double clothesline. And now a little bit of fear.
I think a lot of fear. Abe in a heap of trouble. Toss into that turnbuckle.
Might be going for the ride a second time. Yes, he is. Fuminori Abe paying the price for goading Robert Dreissker in particular earlier in this match. Well, Sekimoto saving Abe from the double hip toss.
Abe looking like a passenger princess there.
Abe extremely grateful. It's short-lived because Dreissker collides with him in the corner. Sekimoto accidentally going into Abe as well. Dreissker moved out of the way there.
Now Planet Gojirah looking to do the same here to Sekimoto as they toss him into that corner. Now Empire flying in.
Here comes Robert Dreissker. Rushing Sekimoto again in that corner. They're going to send him to the other side again. From pillar to post, here goes Sekimoto, but Sekimoto double clothesline. And is there anybody else who you've seen here who could possibly take down both members of Planet Gojirah at the same time?
Hey, he's got them both down, but he needs the tag now to Nomura. Empire crawling to Blum. Tag to both men.
Nomura and Blum. And it's what has been an exhilarating 3-on-3 battle. Or a big slap across the face of the #1 contender for the Unified World Wrestling title, but Elijah Blum comes back at him, knocks him down a couple of times. Blum rolling neck breaker. Elijah Blum lining up here. Clothesline in the corner. So easy to see why Blum is considered one of the hottest prospects in all of European wrestling.
Rushing in now that third time. However, Nomura throws him out to that apron. Blum, incredible. Just how quickly he's adapting. Flyer across and landing nearly on Nomura's head. Cover for the win here for the team, but the kick out by Nomura.
That shoulder just getting up for Nomura in time. Blum's got to figure this one out. He thought he was going to beat him there. Couldn't keep him down. Blum gradually getting Nomura up. Elbows though from one half of the astronauts. Blum will go to the ropes. Drop kick from Nomura. The timing on that was exquisite. He saw exactly when Blum was going to the ropes, caught him at just the right moment, catches him again there with the PK deep into the heart of Elijah Blum. Kicked out, but Nomura's held onto the arm. Nomura's held onto the arm. Sekimoto and Abe trying to holds Planet Gojirah off. Abe's got the Amanji Gatame on Marc Empire, I should say. The torture rack here from Sekimoto. Look at the power of Sekimoto. That Dreissker up on his shoulders, for God's sake. And Nomura and Blum are legal.
Oh, look at the back there. Empire's up to his feet. Abe holding on all he can.
Empire used Abe's body to break up that torture rack on Dreissker. Nomura taken off of Elijah Blum as well. The strength of Marc Empire, the salvation there of Planet Gojirah and Elijah Blum.
And Empire just getting started. Going at Fuminori Abe, holding on, looking for a German suplex. Abe out of the way. Wait, a German suplex for Abe.
Marc Empire is a bigger human being than Abe. Asking for that German suplex is a big ask. Same for Nomura.
When you hear Nomura yelling.
No way. No, that's not possible. That's not possible, for God's sake. German suplexing 2 men at once is Sekimoto.
And Nomura sacrificing himself for his team as now Dreissker and Sekimoto collide.
Here we go, Sekimoto and Dreissker. A lariat off of the ropes from Sekimoto. Now Elijah Blum taking out a former unified world champion. Blum goes to the ropes, Abe follows him in. Abe going low, getting back in. Innovation into the Irabu punch from Fuminori Abe. Elijah Blum though comes straight back at him. The pace quickening. Nomura, the snap German suplex on Blum. Abe took out the leg of Blum. And now look, the armbar from Nomura.
And nobody there to help. Blum stranded in no man's land.
Nomura sitting on the back here of Elijah Blum. Planet Gojirah, though, will come to the rescue of Blum.
It looks like they're setting up that double beast buster.
Nowhere to go but down. A double beast buster on Nomura. Blum will go to the ropes. Nails him with the elbow to the face, and the astronaut, or rather Abe and Sekimoto, I should say, prevent that from being the end of the contest.
And that sliding knee would have proven to be the end, but no way. Empire, Marc Empire with gas, dig down, my goodness, flying through those ropes in that ring, the parting gift, Dave.
Parting gift from Elijah Blum. He'll get on top of him here, and Elijah Blum confirms his status as #1 contender by scoring the win.
Hier sind die Sieger. Robert Dreissker, Marc Empire und Elijah Blum.
And what a way to confirm your status. An unbelievable match, an unbelievable victory. The kind of match you can only get in here at 16 karat gold. And in the end, it is Planet Gojirah and Elijah Blum who stand tall. So Planet Gojirah helping Elijah Blum on his way to bringing home the victory in the second to last match of this weekend. But whoever wins the last match, the match we're about to see, will be the man who Elijah Blum must conquer somewhere down the line if he wants to be the next unified world wrestling champion. What a 3-on-3 match. Another one after the Lucha rules earlier. These 6 men leaving it all in the ring here. 2 completely different matches, but the one thing in common is that they have been absolute 16 karat gold weekend classics. As a show of respect here from all 6 competitors.
Fantastische Schlacht. Hier am letzten Tag von 16 Karat Gold 2025. Und wir bedanken uns für Ihren Einsatz an diesem Wochenende. Bei Fuminori Abe Takuya Nomura, der Restaurant. Und natürlich beim Muscle Monster Daisuke Sekimoto.
and love all round from these six.
Und gratulieren den Siegern im Tag Team Match 3 gegen 3. Dreissker Marc Empire, Planet Gojirah und Elijah Blum.
And hearty applause from the Turbine Haller for this 3-on-3 contest. But we are getting to the business end of what has been 3 days that we will never forget. We started with 16 competitors in Europe's biggest wrestling festival. We are down to 2, Ahura and 1 Paul Manders. Moments from now, we will be down to 1. Who will win 16 karat gold 2025? The time for waiting is over. We will find out just a few moments from now.